Did you realize that NotebookLM could produce videos like this?
When you use the past tense, you do three things. You make positive statements, negative statements, and you ask questions.
Or what about these two videos?
This brings us right to phrase number 1. When you walk up to the counter, the perfect, most natural way to introduce yourself is simply to say, I have a reservation under, and then just add your name.
In 1983, John Esling and Rita Wong published a seminal paper arguing that students need explicit training on the physical posture of a language.
You're going to be amazed at the variety and the types of videos that we can produce, and not only that, the quality of the imagery in the videos. I'm going to show you 3 examples. Really hope you like the video, and let's get started. So for this first example, I'm going to show you how you could take a video, which is basically a dialogue in the past, and turn it into a grammar lesson video. Now, this is just one way that we can work. All we need to do is to click on the video. So this is going to be the content that we are going to provide to NotebookLM. Remember, NotebookLM doesn't work with the content scraped from the internet. It works with the content that you provide, either a PDF file or an audio file or a website link or a YouTube link or whatever. And then you tell it what you want to generate from that content. So we just copy this link at the top here. That's all we need to do. And then we need, of course, to come over to NotebookLM. So I've got it here in my apps, and we then need to click on New Notebook. And remember, what we are doing is providing a link to a YouTube video. So click on this link here and just paste in that video and then click Insert. So that is the content. What we're going to generate will come from what's ever in here. Now, there are many different things that we can generate, but we're going to focus strictly on videos today, because the videos are really nice because they have audio and visuals, and because they're so flexible. Now, one thing you might be surprised about is, okay, this video's in English and we are looking at English, the language English, but we may want the explanation of the grammar to be in another language. And in fact, this is what I do when I use it for Polish. So I get it speaking to me in English and explaining the Polish grammar in English. So if you did want to change the output language, the input language is obviously English, but if you did want to produce a different output language, you need to go up to the settings and change the output language. Click on there and you've got loads and loads. Now, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have the explanations of the grammar in English about this video. So what I'm going to do now is click on this button here. Don't click here. Make sure you click on this little kind of arrow. Click on that, because it's here that you're going to write your instructions. Remember, we've only got one source. We're going to build everything around this one video from YouTube. Okay, and then what I'm going to do down here is I'm going to choose customize, and now I'm going to write, first of all, I'm going to call this grammar lesson in the past. So this is just for me to know in past, okay? And then here is where I write my clear instructions, exactly what I want my video to contain, how I want it to look, and what level of students and what level of language the video should be made at. So here's my instructions. Can you make a lesson that analyzes the YouTube video I shared and highlights examples of past verbs in the story and explains the grammar behind them? I want this to be for students of level A2 in English, and I want to highlight the use of verbs to convey the past. Can you give the video a modern feel using photorealistic pictures? That's my instructions. I'm now going to click on this button here, and I'm hoping it's going to generate that video. Now, it won't be quick. It's going to take possibly 4 or 5 minutes to generate that video. It's got to work all the way through the video, analyze it, extract examples, etc. Now, just to make a point here, it is possible, if you wanted, to start to make another video. Let's say you wanted to do another video that extracts vocabulary. You could click again and you could actually start to generate another video. Or let's say you want differentiation. You perhaps could do another video that at a slightly lower level. You have that flexibility with this technology. Okay, in a minute we're going to look at that video and you'll see that you can also download the video and you can also share a link so the students can watch the video from the internet and they don't even need to have a Gmail account. If you're enjoying the video, please click on the like button and think about subscribing because it really helps my channel. And if you want to go a bit further, sign up to the newsletter. We've got about 10,000 language teachers and language learners now signed up to the newsletter. I send a newsletter out about once a week, normally with just one video. Now, one thing I want to point out, you've got incredible flexibility when you make these videos. You could make a video that concentrates on vocabulary or concentrates on grammar or is a critique of a discussion or analyzes formal language, informal language, or focuses on, for example, examples of uses of prepositions, which I've done quite a lot in Polish. So you have a lot of control over both what content, what level, and even to some degree, how the video looks. Let's look at what we've produced. So the video's ready. I'm going to click on this video. It's going to open up on the screen.
Hello there, grammar detectives.
Turn on the pause button. A couple of really important things. Firstly, you can download the video. You can have a physical copy of the video on your computer. The second thing is, look at this button here. Click on share. I want you to change this to public. And then I want you to click on save. And now it's going to close the window, unfortunately. I don't know why it does that, but if you come back now and click on share and now click on copy link to video, let me just jump over and show you what this video is going to look like if you shared this link with your students. So I just pasted in the link here at the top and you can see that the students can see this video. They do not need to have a Gmail account and I can play it.
Hello there, grammar detectives.
So that's first thing. Now let's have a look at the content itself. So let's have a quick look actually at the video itself. So if I click here, the video will go full screen. And if I flick through this video, what it does basically is it starts with a kind of little bit of a grammar lesson and it explains the use of the grammar and why the past is so important because it's obviously connected with storytelling, etc. And then what it does is
And once you're secure,
kind of extracts examples of the past from the video and says, well, look, here's an example of the past being used, etc. So it's quite
Played
useful
outside.
in terms of the grammar and the examples that it provides. However, I was disappointed with it visually because look at the actual visuals. This is definitely for young learners. And I think a mistake I made was not saying that this video will be for adult learners. Now, I should have remembered that because in the past when I've made, for example, training videos about methodology in language teaching, I've always said this video is going to be for language teachers. Please make it, adult content or adult in terms of the look and feel. So that's one thing that I did get wrong. But the content and the level of the content and what it actually done or what it actually does in the video, I'm very, very pleased with. Okay, so we've done an example. I didn't quite get it right, and I would probably need to go back and do that again, but gives slightly clear instructions about the look and feel. We're going to do now a second example around vocabulary. I often do this. I get the notebook to extract the vocabulary from a video or from a PDF file, etc. Now, in this case, I'm going to actually upload two pieces of content, but it's important to realize that obviously the content that I'm uploading is all connected around the same topic, which in this case is going into a hotel to book a room. And I've got one dialogue as a PDF file and one YouTube video. So let's see if we can extract some useful examples of phrases that students would need to use if they went into a hotel. So for this example, I'm going to click on create a new notebook and I'm going to upload two things here. So I'm going to upload a PDF file that I've got, which is actually just booking a hotel room. It's a dialogue. That's the first thing, but I'm also going to add something else. So I'm going to click back on add sources, and I'm going to add a link to another YouTube video that is a YouTube video of a hotel receptionist and a client booking a room. And this video and the PDF file complement each other because they're both examples of booking a room in a hotel rather than on the telephone. And that's important because, as I said, it's important that the content complements. So I've got two pieces of content now. And again, we're going to generate from those two pieces of content a video that focuses on the vocabulary. But I'm going to try this time to get it right with the style. So make sure again that we choose custom, scroll down here. Obviously I'm going to write in a title and then my instructions. Let me quickly do that. So I've written vocabulary for booking a room in a hotel, and in my instructions, can you make a video that focuses on 8 examples of useful phrases that a student at level B, level A2 to B1 would need in English? I want the video to show phrases one at a time and then provide examples of how the phrases would be used. This video will be for my adult language learners, so please make the content for adult learners and please use realistic images. I also want that in. Now sometimes it does that and sometimes it doesn't. Now there's some kind of phrases here where the focus, now our one's going to be essential travel phrases, so I'm going to click on that as well to give it even more information, and now click on the button and I'm hoping it's going to produce that video. So here is the video. It's a total of 8 minutes and 14 seconds. As you can see, what it does a lot is it focuses on vocabulary, it explains it to you, it goes into some really quite detailed explanations about costs, about airport shuffles, and of course at each stage explaining useful phrases, etc. Really good video. The visuals are better in this one than in the first one, I must say. Now you might have noticed in that video that I didn't ask for specific vocabulary, rather I looked at phrases, chunks of language, collocations, and this is really important because it's linked to fluency and what we know about how fluency is developed, both in native speakers and in language learners learning a second language. If you want to understand more about chunking and why it's so important, I've done a quite detailed video that gives you a little bit more about the theory, and you might want to watch that. That's on the screen now. Now the other point to think is, where are you going to use these videos? Are you using them in class with your students, or is it going to be, for example, for homework, perhaps revision after watching the video in class, or maybe even before watching the video so the students watch the vocabulary video in preparation for after watching the YouTube video in the classroom? You could mix and match the way you use this content, and of course if you're learning on your own, this is fantastic, which is what I'm using these videos for a lot when I'm working with them in Polish. Now I'm going to show you a completely different way as well of working with NotebookLM. So we're going to click on Create Notebook. This time we're not going to supply the content. We're going to actually get the NotebookLM, or Notebook as it's now called, to find content. So I'm going to put the topic in here. So I've written here the advantages and disadvantages of Brexit. Now, obviously, this could be any topic. I'm going to click on this button here, and what it's going to do is going to generate for me 7 sources. Now, you've got to understand now, you are not providing the sources. It is suggesting sources to you. Now, once it's made or provided those sources, click on View, because this is very important. You can check the sources, okay? So if I want to, I can actually click and say, well, do I like this source or not? So this way, here we've actually got some paper from the government, okay? So this could obviously produce a very high level video if we wanted to, but we could of course ask it not to produce it. Now, it doesn't mean that we've selected these. We can unselect all of them and then say, well, once we've looked through, okay, we can click and say, yep, okay, well, we want this or we don't want that. And if we want to add a video, or sorry, you want to add one of them, all we need to do is to click on it, okay? So I'm going to look at here, for example, this one and this one, and I'm going to look at, so I'm including here these ones here, okay? Now, in reality, if I was doing this properly, I would double check all my sources before doing this. This is something I've done a fair amount of because I'm often generating topic-based videos. So I'm going to import those 4. So these are our sources. We've brought in 4 sources. Now we could add more, we could add videos, etc. I'm trying to just show you an alternative way that you can work. You can mix. So you could click on add source and add your own sources as well as the ones that have been provided to you. And now we're going to come over to the video overview, and this time we're going to be very specific. We're going to click on custom, and we're going to ask for a high level video that discusses the advantages and disadvantages of Brexit, and this is going to be focused for level C1 to adult learners. So I've chosen this one here, custom. Obviously you've got lots of other choices in terms of the way that it looks, but I am going to go for this one here, okay? And I've written Brexit good or bad as the title, the requirements, the advantages and disadvantages of Brexit, a critique for level C1 adult learners of English that focus on the 2 sides of the argument. Can you give the video a very modern, almost tech feel using photorealistic images? This, let me put it in again, is for adult learners. I'm hoping, because one thing I have been slightly disappointed with the stuff that we've produced today is the actual imagery of the videos, because when I've been playing with it in the past, I've managed to produce some really sharp looking videos. So I'm going to click on this button here, and I'm hoping this time that the video is going to be more appropriate to adult learners. Okay, so the video's ready. Just a couple of things. Because I was using here, and in the end I only used 3 sources, and these sources are quite big. It's like a report of 50-60 pages. It was probably too much information for the type of video that I wanted to produce, so it took a long time to make. The video is excellent in terms of the balance of arguments and the way it explains them. But I'm still a little bit disappointed with the visuals. The visuals are okay, but I was hoping that, but it is very well broken down into sections, and would be excellent for a student of C1, C2 level. Hope you found the video useful. Hope you've seen that you can actually make all different types of videos and give the instructions to NotebookLM. And of course, it's very important as well what you upload in the first place, what you're connecting to. Now, a lot of people are interested in Gemini Notebook, as it's now being called. And if you want to learn more about it, I've made a playlist of training videos that show you how to use Notebook for podcasts, for slides, for quizzes, etc. If you want to access that playlist, then click on the link that's on the screen now. I'll also put it down below in the description, and thank you very much. Okay, really hope you liked that video, and if you did, then please come over to teachertrainingvideos.com. Loads more free videos. Look at all the different menu items at the top of the screen here. If you're a teacher and you want to keep up a little bit more with the work I do, we often organize webinars, online courses, etc. Then sign up to the newsletter, and if you sign up to the newsletter, there is a free 14-part mini video course in using technology in language teaching, and nearly everything I suggest is free. If you want to take it a little bit further, then think about joining me on Patreon. If you join Patreon, you get extra videos every month with no advertising. I just go straight into the training, lots of ideas about how you can use the technologies in the class with your students, and you also get the chance to meet me online once a month for some direct training, and that's a real opportunity for you to practice using the technologies with me. And finally, if you want to go even further, join me on my very popular course, Technologies and Approaches to Blended, Hybrid and Online Teaching. I do that in collaboration with NIL, that is the Norwich Institute for Language Education, a very prestigious organisation in the UK. And that course has been running for many years and is very popular. Thank you very much. I'm going to leave a few more videos on the screen now that you might find useful.